Omar Rabavo v'Kohen Gadol Adam Hoya. What do we call Adam Lo'iyah B'Yom Moed? Is the Kohen Gadol nicht kein Mensch? Omar Rapinches B'Shor Shoyu Ruach HaKodesh Shorui Oilov Oyuponov Boyarois Kelapidim Ado Dichsiv Kisif Sei Kohen Ish Merudas Ki Malach Hashem Tzavokis. So the reason why Kohen Gadol could go lifnai v'lifnim, even though there is the Isser across the spectrum of a Chalodam Lo'iyah B'Yom Moed, while the Kohen Gadol b'shas when he goes in, he's not a man, he's a malach. The son of Yankel, I want to ask you a question. The Gemara state, the Midrash brings down a Gemara, Pasuk, Kisif Sei Kohen Yishmeru Das. He pulls out a Gemara Chagige in Daf Tesvo, and the Gemara state, "Mai diksiv kisif sekoyen yishmeru das yevakshu Torah mipiu, im arav doim elamalach Hashem tzevokos yevakshu Torah mipiu, v'im lav al yevakshu." For a person to learn from someone, he has to be a malach Hashem tzevokos. And if he's not, if your Rebbe is not sort of a babur, the babur of a malach, don't learn from him. There are two people that are very likewise malachim. Kohen Gadol, which is poyar ponov boyaris kelapidim, he is a malach. And then we have a malach called a Talmid Chacham, a Rebbe was midaf b'hem gein lernen, im malach Hashem tzvokis yevakshu. She's asked me a kasha. Zog mir, could a malach, could a Rebbe from the Talmud go in lefnai v'lefnim am Yom Kippur? So malach, they're both malachim. What's the difference? And Shema Toimar, he tells me, doimel a malach, nishki mamish malach. The Gemara says in Hoyriyes, and I'm quoting Alts Rabbi Yankel, a mamzer Talmid Chacham is Kohen Gadol Amoretz, and Mamzer Talmid Chacham is Kohen Medina Kedime. So come to Chayza, Talmid Chacham is a greater madrege than Kohen Gadol B'Yom Kippur. Tell me, could a Kohen Gadol go in with a Talmid Chacham, a Rebbe, so reingehen mit dem Lefnai v'Lefnim Yom Kippur? Avada nicht. Says Reb Yankel, a person who's melamed Torah to Talmidim, his entire essence, his mahus, his entire yeshus, is his meroimem, his gashmi, his dikechelek, to spiritual heights. A godless for Talmid Chacham, he says, the Rosh Yeshiva Rebbe Lemeir fragt sagen, mi darf nicht chappen malachim by the feet. Don't try to catch angels by their feet. You elevate all your koiches to such a madrege that when a Talmid comes over and he sits down by you and he hears Zet HaMalach, you have to be an Adam. V'chol Adam lo'iyeh, Kohen Gadol converts himself to become an angel, a person, a Rebbe. As much as he could be an elevated person, he could come to new highs. The Talmud Zet HaMalach, aber ein Mensch darf bleiben. Ad kan, Diver Reb Yankiv, 4 years and a few months ago, in Leil Yom Kippur. You know, I don't know if anybody mentioned before, but I will. And I would like to talk about it tonight. Reb Yankiv was nifter, actually tonight is the Motzaei Yahrtzeit. He was nifter on Chof Ches Teves. Chof Ches Teves is the Yahrtzeit from Rebbe Meir Bloch. The Telz of Rosh Yeshiva, the Rebbe of Rebbe Yankel, who he used to quote from, he came to the Yeshiva, he was 13. He was nifter when Rebbe Yankel was already 18. 5 years he was in Yeshiva. Rebbe Meir Zavek Chof Ches Teves Tovshin Tesvov in the very same Yahrtzeit of his Talmid Rebbe Yankel. And when they opened up the yeshiva in Cleveland, it was moved, made a couple transitions. Esther Golios Golsa Shechina. But when they made the celebration of opening up the new yeshiva, Rabbi Meir got up there and he said as follows. And I think that the drasha that Rabbi Meir said, who was both nifter at the same time, resembles more than anything else the identical, very dogiven Rabbi Yankel Cohen, as known tells as Yankel, the great Talmid Chacham. You know, these haftarah we read on Erev Shabbos, Erev Rosh Chodesh. If Shabbos falls on Erev Rosh Chodesh, we read the haftarah Vayomer lo Yehinoson Mochel Chodesh v'nifkadeto ki yipoket moishavecho. David HaMelech, King David, is not a king yet. He's running away from Shaul, who is there to search him, to kill him. And he has a very, very genuine friendship with the son, Yehoiana's son, who is the son of Shaul. Shaul was looking for him. There were 2 murder attempts to kill David, unsuccessful. And then David does not show up to the Seudas Rosh Chodesh in Beis HaMelech. So he tells them, what's the story? David and Yonasan had such a pact, such a breeze between the two of them. So he tells them like this. I'm going to come tomorrow, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to smell my father, and I'm going to tell you if he's out to kill you, he come down. And he said like this, I'm going to shoot 3 arrows. If I'm going to tell you I'm going to come with a nar, with a child who's going to help me carry the arrows in the field, go play the arrows. If I'm going to tell you, the arrows are closer to us, you know that it's a peaceful situation, you can get back to the palace. But if I'm going to tell the boy, the chitzim is not v'heina, closer to us, but v'holo, further away. Leich kishilachacho Hashem. Then you must go because HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent you. Od gefragt Rabbi Meir the Rosh Yeshiva. What says leich kishilachacho Hashem? If Shaul is out to kill you, take your bags and run. At life. Brach. What's leich kishilachacho Hashem? Sagt Rabbi Meir, Ayid an Leif nicht. A Jew doesn't run away. A Jew never runs away. You always have a mission, you always have a shlichus. Says Rabbi Meir, you know why I'm in America? Because somebody snitched on me, I had to run away. If anybody knows the history of Rabbi Meir, he really ran to America accidentally because he ran away, somebody mastered on him. And he came to America with the Shvago, with Chaim Mordechai Ketz, and they came to America. He says, ich bekomme die Idee, als mein Weib und alle meine Kinder und die ganze Yeshiva hat sich verbrennt. There's nothing left. Ashes. My kids were murdered. My wife was murdered. 8 children. A mensch wie ich, he says, if I would settle the accounts with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I would say, you know what? I gotta run. You're out to get me. Everything is against me. I'm here for shlichus. I'm here to carry out a certain shlichus that I'm going to reignite Torah in America. And so he did. You have a job. You must run. You running, and you know somebody's going to kill you and shooting you. But you know at the end of the day, Leich kishilachacho Hashem. Those people who are bucking the Ginzeh Hagaon, the Cohen says that really David, when he ran away, the truth of the matter, as the given alte machlekes, the Baba Rachel and the Baba Leah, where is the Malchus going to come out from? Is the Malchus going to come out from Yehuda, or the Malchus going to come out from Binyamin? Is it from Rachel or from Leah? Shaul and David thought they're going to make a joint venture. David married Michal Bas Shaul, and they thought that the Malchus could be a joint venture, a shutfus, from Beide Shvatim, from Beide Imos. But when he told him, Leich kishilachacho Hashem, Where does he go? He runs to Shmuel HaNavi. And what do? Steht in Gemara in Zvachim, they find the location, the spot for Binyan Beis HaMikdash. You know why? Because David Melech Yisroel Chai V'Kayim, he's going to go ahead and rebuild. He's becoming the king. This joint venture is not working out. It's not Shaul, it's David. And David has a shlichus to rebuild the Beis HaMikdash in Yerushalayim. You know, people spoke long. The night is getting late. I don't want to be ma'irich. I want to say one word. And I'm saying this word really for the children, but more so for a woman who is very close to our heart, Ruthie. Heart of the ganze Mishpacha. The woman who Rabbi Yankel told me, we're kibitzing around, he says, when he showed me the Sefer, I came to visit him here in Tzipi's house, showed me the Sefer Shashua Yankel. He tells me, the credit goes to Ruthie. I told him, and the cash went to you. Shali v'shel kulam ala talmidim shelo. She's the one who gets the full credit for his entire Torah. And I would like to say a word for Ruthie and for the children. You know, Eliyahu HaNavi is oile b'seora hashamayim. Really kazach. Eliyahu HaNavi is oile b'seora hashamayim. Steht in Psukim, Eliyahu is going, he's departing from the world. Vayike Avram vayoyme Eliyahu Omar el Elisha sh'al ma'eseloch beterem elokach me'imoch. Tell me what you want before I'm taken away from you. Vayoymer Elisha v'yino pishnayim beruchacha Eloi. I would like to be double as much as you, Ruach HaKodesh. Talk about Eliyahu HaNavi. Talk about Elisha, Bnei HaNevim, the Godel from Bnei HaNevim. I'm asking you one humble request. Whatever you had in the Nevuah, I would like to be double as much. Vayoymer ksheis Elisha, sagt Rashi. Was ist ksheis Elisha? How could I give you? How could I be the one who have more than you, and I can give you whatever I have more than you? Vayomer, im tire oisi lukoch meitach yehi lechokein, ve'im ein lo yiyeh. If you're going to see me when I part from you, b'shas misa. If you're going to see me at that moment, parting from you, you get a double portion. Ve'im loy, ve'im ein loy, you can't get more than that. Was tut sich da? Steht in Sforim as Shas Misa, a person comes to a certain height and he could convey, and if you zeiche to see that, be'emes yoyre darkoi, that Elisha got a double portion. Elisha steht in Gemara was Mechai Shnei Meisim. One of the Meisim is Naaman, who was Motzaei, who was Choshev Kemeis, and he was Mechai the Ben Ashunam, as Eliyahu was Mechai one Meis. In Medrash, in Parshas Va'eira, state Eliyahu made 8 Nisim miracles, Elisha made 16 Nisim. So he got a double portion. But what is he telling him? In Tire, if you're going to see me, it's a very big question. I would like to suggest this following, and I think Seken Zayin Emes. If you look at the Psukim, there's one iota of a difference between the first pasuk and the second pasuk. The first pasuk Eliyahu tells him, "Ma'eseloch beterem elokach me'imoch," me'imoch, from you. But the word is not me'itcha, but me'imoch. V'yom pishnayim beruchacha, v'yom Eliyahu iksheis Elisha. Sorry, can't give it. Can't give what I don't have. Im tire isi oisi lukoch me'itoch, not me'imoch. But if you're going to see me me'itoch from you, then yehiloch, you're getting this double portion. What's the pshat? Is Yeduim Divrei Hagaon in Parshas Bilam that the basic fundamental difference between imoch and itoch is, he says about Bilam and learn the ganze parsha, but imoch means we're both on the same set of mind. Imoch means I identify with you for everything and anything we have, we're going together. במחשבה אחת, בכוונה אחת, כאיש אחד בלב אחד. Itoch, we could walk together. We could hold hands. We're heading towards the same destination. Aber ich hab ein Sach im Kopf und hat eine zweite Sach. I go for one purpose and you go for another purpose. When Eliyahu is parting with his Talmud, with Elisha, Eliyahu thought that it's going to be me'imach. They're going to be disconnected. Their neshamas are not going to be any more together. They're not going to be any more together. And once they're apart from each other, there is no shaykhs of Eliyahu bestowing upon Elisha a double portion. Impossible. But if you're going to see me, if it's going to be just, you could see me going up, which means the goof goes away. Aber bleibt kosher mit der Rebbe bei der Neshama, then you get Pishnan. You know, the junctions in life. Person thinks, I had a Rebbe. It's a new generation. I'm better than everybody else. Don't need to be there. A richtiger Talmid ist der, wo steht und sagt, was wollte der Rebbe gesagt? What would my Rebbe say under the circumstances? When Elisha goes away and he says, if you're ever going to see me, any junction in life, any intersection, any question, any doubt, if you are going to be able to have the babur, the dukun, the tzure, the identical of the Rebbe, was will the Rebbe gesagt? Yehi loch asher loch. Im ayin. If it's a new generation, it's gone with the wind, you're going to get a portion, but you're not getting pishnayim beruch. I want to tell you something, and it's probably going to be the most shocking thing you're going to hear it tonight. How many years was Elisha a shayfet? Anybody in town? Steht in Breise, said the Olam Rabba, like the Goyen's Girse, Elisha shofat et Yisroel shishim v'sheish shana. Elisha was a judge, the shayfet, exactly 66 years to the day they both had the same Yahrtzeit. And the Tzad Eliyahu was nifter. Rebbe Meir was nifter Chavches Teves Tov Shin Tes Vov. Rebbe Yankel was nifter Chavches Teves Tov Shin Pei Aleph. Exactly 66 years to the day from his Rabbi Amuvak, where he felt that he saw the Dmus Yuknoi. Zelbe Yahrtzeit, you can check it out. Morty, you're welcome to Google it. A Talmid, Reb Yankel, given a Rebbe, given a Adam Godel, und given a Talmid Muvak von Telz, bekol Ramach Evore v'shasag Gidov. Reb Yankel was the Adam Godel, he was the Adam Chazak. I don't know if you know, but he was a Gavrei Rabba, not only mentally, not only emotionally, not only spiritually, but physically. He had gewaltige koiches. He told me, Ilmole koiches she'omadli, I wouldn't be able to learn 20 hours a day. Reb Yankel was a Talmid, he was doile umashke miteiras rabbi la'acherin. He always said that Surah, that he was Yukna, the Rebbe, and he gave it over. And he wasn't ashamed to learn Michoel Adam. Sits here, my son, right next to me. He was a young bacher when Rabbi Yankel used to come to our house. Every Leilim Kippur says, "Was geist der Schlafen? Karl, let's hear a kashe." He used to pull out a Rambam Cheshuva, he used to pull out Masechtes Yuma, and get that iron in the Beinel. And when somebody said a good word, I'll never forget, Gedalia was 14, he tells me, he said, Richtig, I have another pshat, but I think his pshat is better than mine. Das is a Gaver Rab. Das is a Adam Godel. This Yechilas, to be a Loimed Mikol Adam, although he was Sulam, Mutzav Arza, V'loisha Magia Shamayma, but he was Sulam, Mutzav Arza, he was always with his feet on the earth. Nishkin Koved, Nishkin Geld, nothing. The only thing that interested Rabbi Yankel was Torah, but Torah, and only Torah. Everything done with so much anvas chen, with such humbleness, with such Feinkeit, with such Ziskheit, and irresistible. His love for Torah was irresistible. And again, there's his kinder sitting over here, his hespeidim, sons, and more of all, the woman behind this orchestra, who orchestrated this 80 plus years of life, of giving us an Adam Gadol who was Pishnayim, Pishalosh, Pe'abo, from a ruach of anyone and everyone that ever faced the scope of Telz Yeshiva in the United States. It's a new era. Rabbi Yankel is avek. He's not coming back. But his ruach is here. Morty calls me up, 25,000 pages. Did you ever hear? 25,000 pages. I made a cheshbon, you need 40 secretaries for 14 months just to type it up to put it online.
The others also did. The other siblings also took part equally.
100%. All the kids, kulam ahuvim, kulam berurim, Ruthie, I'm not depriving, I'm just saying who I heard it from. 100%. But I'm saying a person has 25,000 pages. Did you ever hear? 25, I wanted to tell Morty, if this would be the stock market, we'll make a reverse split. 25,000 pages, what are you going to do with it? Teire, but Teire and only Teire. The Dmus for unsere Teire Rabbi Yaakov will be remembered. It's engraved within our minds, within our souls, within our hearts, forever to come. If this forum in Mirz Hashem, Hebishter Telfon, will be Zeiche, Mezake the Tzibur, to have a mashu, a shmektabek, for this huge spectrum of Torah, v'hoyo ze scharein. Tehei nishmosai slura b'tzrei rachayim.